So we're going to find a comfortable seat. Let's settle in. Sitting up nice and straight and not rigid. Place your hands in your lap, palms up or palms down, or in a yoga mudra, whatever feels comfortable for you. Tilt your chin towards your heart and close your eyes and start to settle into your breath. And just notice your breath. Notice the depth and the speed of your breath. Slow everything down. Trying to use the whole capacity of your lungs, bringing, breathing down into your belly. So on the inhale, your belly will expand. And on the exhale, your belly deflates. And let the breath bring you into the present moment. And when you inhale, breathe in this beautiful prana, healing energy. And on the exhale, breathe out what no longer serves you, any stresses of the day, or any stresses that may happen when you leave this class, or when we finish this class this evening. And try and let it all go for this hour that we're together. At the beginning of all my classes, I like to do a healing prana, healing energy for the body and the mind. So we're going to bring our hands in front of our hearts. And if you need to look at me, open your eyes, rub your hands together. Keeping your fingers closed, rub your hands quite vigorously, create heat between the palms of your hands. There's a lot of healing energy in the palms of our hands. So we're going to activate it now. So rub, rub, rub. And then we're going to separate our hands about 6 to 8 inches apart, keeping the fingers closed. Bring your hands in and out without touching them. And you may feel that magnetic pull, the tingling, that heat. You may feel nothing, but know that that energy, that healing energy is there. Now bring your hands to a place on your body, mental or physical, where you'd like this healing energy to go. You can hover over that area or place your hands lightly on that area. And if you can't think of a place, then bring your hands in front of your heart, giving yourself much love and compassion. And let us breathe into this space. The breath makes the cell vibrate and heal. Now imagine a beautiful white healing light filling this area, wiping away any sickness, pain, sadness, anxiety, anger, and instead filling this area with good health, love, compassion, gratitude. Now bring your hands back down in front of your heart. And let us chant together the universal sound which connects us all. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So if you weren't with me, the other two restorative yoga classes that I did, a little bit different. I think I know everybody that's here. So I'm not going to go through introducing myself. I am Lenora, but I think I know everybody who's here. The lights are a lot brighter than what I do practice in. So the elements in restorative yoga are dark, quiet, still, and warm. And I want to stay safe too. So you want to be in a safe environment that you feel completely safe in. You want to have some warmth. You want to stay still. And you want the environment to be quiet. So those are the elements that will bring down the nervous system. So that's what I would like you to try to have while we're practicing. Do the best you can. So it's more important to focus less on the props, since I don't know what you have, and more in the position. So I like to say it's not okay to be okay in restorative yoga. Meaning, if I asked you, how are you feeling? Are you comfortable? And you say, I'm okay. It's not okay. You want to be completely at peace and at ease and comfortable, where you can stay in that pose from 7 to 10 minutes, because we're staying in each pose about 7 minutes. Usually I stay in about 10, but now I'm teaching on virtual. I like to keep it a little bit shorter and give you that 20-minute shavasana, the final resting pose, to be able to completely let go and surrender. So with that in mind, we're going to come to our first pose, which is either legs up the wall, if you have one, or legs up on a chair. So I'm going to show you on the chair first. Let me get my chair. So you can grab any chair, or you can use a couch, or anything that you could swing your legs up on. And I'm not going to go and use the strap this evening. I'd want to make it as simple as I can for you. So, but if you can put a pillow up on a chair, that would be great. And if you have either your eye pillow or your washcloth, that would be great too. And if you have a pillow for underneath your head, that would be wonderful. And just something comfortable underneath. If you have your mat or a blanket or a big beach towel, that would be great. So you're just coming by the chair and you're going to swing your legs up. So your calves are resting up on the chair. You're sort of creating a 90-degree angle. And you can put your eye pillow on and a blanket over you if you feel a little bit chilly, and dim down your lights as much as you can. And cover your eyes, and you can place your hands out, or you can place your hands on your belly. So that's the legs up the chair. If we're going to use the wall, I'm going to swing my camera around. You can see me. So if we're going to use a wall, just going to come to the wall, place one of your hips close to the wall, and then you're going to swing your legs up the wall. You can put the pillow underneath your head. Same thing, put your eye pillow over your eyes. Put a blanket over you if you feel chilly. Dim your lights. Put your hands out. And you can bring your body, your butt away from the wall. So this is a little bit of a stretch in the back of the hamstrings the closer you get to the wall. And again, restorative yoga is not about, it's the art of doing nothing. So we don't want to put any stress on your body at all. Okay, so those are your two variations. Come off, roll to the side, and then come up. So I'm going to let you be for about 7 minutes. So the benefits of legs up the wall or the chair, it definitely calms the nervous system. So this is a really good pose, even throughout the day. If you feel a little bit anxiety ridden, just take a time out and do 5 minutes up the wall or on a chair. It stretches the calves. It obviously brings blood from the legs down to your heart and your head, nourishes your brain cells. Good for the lymphatic circulation. We're connecting with the earth here. So I don't talk much in restorative yoga. I may explain a little bit of what the benefits are, but once in a while I may remind you to come back to the sensations of your body, connect with what's going on in your body. I may ask you to come back to your breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in your body, your jaw, especially. I find that's very common. Let that tension go. Your mind starts to wander, come back to the sensations in your body, in your breath. Take a few more breaths here. And you're going to make your way out of the pose. As we come out of these poses, you want to be very gentle with your body. We don't want to disrupt the nervous system so much. So come out very gently. If you're on the wall, bring your legs down, bring your knees into your chest first. Same thing if you're on a chair. You might want to come to the side and cocoon and lay there for a few seconds, for a few breaths. Same with up the wall, come to a cocoon, come to your side first before coming up. And I like to say, do intuitively whatever the body feels it needs to do as far as a counter stretch. Stretching the body out, bringing the knees to the chest, walking side to side, whatever feels good, do. Okay, well, our next pose is child's pose. The variation, if you don't have any props at all, you could still do this. And like I said, we're going to focus more on the position of the pose more than the props, because I don't see what you have. That's a lot harder to kind of teach this way, to make it as comfortable as I can. And again, it's just not okay to just be okay. So I want you to be very, very comfortable where you can lay there for 7 minutes, comfortable, 7 to 10 minutes. Also, I want to say, if you have any issues while you're in a pose, if you have an itch or if you have to go to the bathroom, take care of that, because you won't be able to relax and surrender fully. So take care of whatever is ailing you and then come on back to the pose. So we're going to do child's pose. I'll show you without any props. Just put your big toes together. You're going to separate your knees. It's just one version, and sink your body down in the middle and lay down. You can bring your hands in front of you. If you do have a pillow, you can use a pillow, okay? Or you can bring your hands behind you. It's one variation. But if you happen to have a bolster, you happen to have rolled up blankets or towels or a couch pillow, you're going to put that pillow in front of you, separate your legs like I had before with my big toes together. I'm going to separate, bring that pillow in between me and my legs, and I'm just going to drape myself over. I'm going to hug the bolster. You can put a pillow on here. You can put a blanket on top. If you're short like me, you can actually go on top of the bolster, ride it, and lay like this. This is really comfortable. And just turn your head to one side. And then in the middle of the 7 minutes, I'll ask you to turn your head to the other side. Again, dim your light. Put a blanket over you if you feel chilly, and let go. So child's pose gently stretches the hips, the thighs, and the ankles. It relieves stress and fatigue and anxiety. I find it to be a very comforting pose. It reminds me of being in a mother's womb, safe and secure. It relieves back and neck pain. It improves mental focus. It relaxes the muscles on the front of the body. and it stretches the muscles on the back of the body. The mind starts to wander, come back to the sensations in your body and your breath. Notice if you're feeling any tension or rigidness, and try to let that go. Feel you want to turn your head to the other side. You can do that now. You can think of this practice as an hour and 15-minute introspective meditation. A lot of people have a hard time doing traditional sitting up meditation. But with all the other, without this distractions of music and me talking a lot, it gives you a lot of introspection. Take a few more breaths here. And again, make your way out of child's pose, slowly and gently and lovingly. And do whatever counter stretch you need to do. Or just sit quietly and notice if you feel any different mentally and physically. Take a few breaths. Notice if it feels good to get away from the chaos of what's going on. Or notice if it makes you uncomfortable to be in utter silence and just being with yourself. Okay. Our next pose is a recline bound angle, which I do every practice. It opens up the whole front of the body. And if you were here personally, what I normally do is I chant, and I'm a Reiki master, so I would ask the people that were here if they would like me to do some Reiki on them. But since you are not here, I just want you to visualize me, or just you're able to do it yourself. Just visualize an area on your body where you'd like to have that healing go, just like we did in our centering and grounding. Because you're very open to receiving in this pose. Okay, so we'll be here 7 minutes, and I'm going to show you a variation without. It may not be as great as with props. Restorative yoga is all about the props in the earth. So I just want you to get comfortable. Feel good for 7 minutes. So if you had nothing and you just had your blanket or your mat on the ground, you can put your feet together, join your feet together like a butterfly. Hopefully you can see me that way. And you'll just lay down. And that would be a recline bound angle. And you can put an eye pillow over your eyes and a blanket and some pillows underneath your legs. Again, this isn't about a stretch. So although you'll feel an opening in your groin, for 7 minutes, that may be too much. So you may want to put something underneath your legs. If you happen to have props, I'll go with the bolster, and you can use the pillows too. You'll bring your sacrum, the lower back, against the bolster or your pillow rolled up or rolled up blanket. Bring your lower back against that bolster, and you'll just lay back. And you can leave your legs in butterfly if that's not comfortable. You can stretch out your legs. We just want an opening in the front of the body, okay? Or you can crisscross your legs. Again, put something underneath your knees, 2 pillows. If you happen to have the blocks, put the blocks there. Again, dim your lights. Put your washcloth or your eye pillow on, put a blanket on, and let go. So this posture opens up your chest, your heart, your abdomen, and pelvis. And what I like is it counteracts the effects of sitting all day. And I know a lot of us are sitting all day on our computers, doing your work, hunched over, whether you realize it or not. So think of this as opening and expanding. It calms the nervous system, and it relieves stress and fatigue. Make that connection to your body and what it's feeling. And notice your breath. It's shallow. If you have any tension in your body, let it go. And with each exhale, release a little more. The whole job of restorative yoga is to bring the nervous system down. So in everyday life, you're able to handle situations better, react better, make better choices. Take a few more breaths here. Again, If your legs are open in butterfly, you want to gently, gently, gently bring your legs together. If your legs are out straight, just bring them up. And again, intuitively do whatever you feel your body needs to do at this time. If you're up on a bolster, try not to pop up from any pose. Roll to your side, take a few breaths in a cocoon, and then come up into a seated position. When you're ready, take your time. And notice if you're feeling the effects of restorative yoga, calming aspects of restorative yoga. Our last pose before Shavasana is a lying spinal twist. So again, I'm going to show you how to do it without any props. Not the most ideal, but not all of us have things around the house, and not all of us have props. So you're just going to lay on your back. You're going to extend your right leg first. Bring your left leg up over your knee. Your foot would be over your knee. Grab your knee with your right hand and bring it over to the side. Keeping your upper body facing the ceiling. But if that's too much, you can roll over to your side. If facing the ceiling is okay, then expand your arm out to a T, your left arm, to open up your chest if you'd like. You can look over at your left hand. That's the version without any props, okay? If you happen to have a block or a pillow, or even a blanket, you can lay your knee, your left knee, on the block or the pillow, okay? Again, this isn't about stretching. So you want to be able to relax on that side for 3.5 minutes. If you do happen to have a bolster, I'm going to lay the bolster or the pillow on the couch alongside my right leg. And I'm going to do the same thing. My left leg is going to be up, and I'm going to bring my left leg over and just let it rest on the bolster. So as you can see, I know I can bring my leg down. I have some flexibility, but that's not what this practice is about. Letting go, relying on props of the earth, and that's it. Just being able to restore and relax and let go. So I'm laying my leg on that bolster or pillow, and you can expand the top of the body if you want, or you can just actually, even I've seen people just hug the bolster and kind of lay to the side. Okay, so find a pose that suits you, and I'll start the 3.5 minutes in about 10 seconds or so. So it's 3.5 minutes on each side. Again, dim your lights, a blanket over you if you feel chilly. Close your eyes. So I like to think of this pose as squeezing out the stress and anxieties of the day. It massages the back and the hips, and it helps to hydrate the spinal disc. Again, remember, it's not okay to just be okay. So find a position that really is able for you to let go and fall into the pose and just totally rely on the earth and whatever props you have to feel good. And take a few more breaths here on this side. And without too much disturbance, you don't want to move around too much. We're going to go to the other side. So you're going to elongate the left leg. Bring your bolster to the other side, or if you don't have anything, don't worry about that. Lengthen the left leg. Bring the right leg on top above the left knee. Hold on to the right knee with your left hand and drape it over to the left side. And open up in the upper body or not. Look over at the right hand or not. Do whatever feels good for you. It's not okay to be okay. Be perfect, be good, be comfortable, and surrender. I know in some meditations they teach you to, when your thoughts start to wander, to come back to an anchor. And to me, that always felt very rigid and solid and just hard. So I teach yin and restorative, and they're both very gentle kinds of yoga. So I like to think of a perch. And to me, a perch is very gentle. It reminds me of a hummingbird landing on a perch or a butterfly. So if your thoughts start to wander, just think of them coming and going like a butterfly or a hummingbird coming off and on this perch. The clouds, they come and go. The bird can come and go. The butterfly, it's very gentle. So thoughts are fine. They're not rigid, they're thoughts. So you can come back to your breath, you can come back to your perch. If you like the anchor, come back to your anchor. Take a few more breaths here. Unwind your body slowly, lovingly, gently. And take a few seconds to integrate before we go into our final resting pose, or Shavasana. Those who know me know I like to do a 20-minute Shavasana, which may be unheard of by some of you, but it actually takes 15 minutes to actually relax deeply. So it takes about 15 minutes for the quote-unquote monkey mind to kind of settle down. So know that you're not going to be disturbed quickly at all. You can actually just totally let go. So I want you to get comfortable for Shavasana, and I'm going to show you just the traditional Shavasana without any props. You're just going to lay on your back, open up your hands up to the ceiling, let your feet flare out, put your eye pillow on, a blanket on. If you guys have to go to the bathroom, please do that so you can rest completely. So 20 minutes is a pretty long time. And again, if you have to do anything during Shavasana, take care of it, come back to it so you can relax and let go deeply. So this is without any props. If you don't like laying on your back, you can definitely do a side laying Shavasana, or even on your belly. Nothing wrong with that either. Kind of put your head down on your arms. If you happen to have props, I always suggest putting something underneath your knees. I have the bolster, but you can use pillows or rolled up blankets or towels. This takes the pressure off the lower back when you elevate the knees a little bit. And then put a pillow under your head. Put your eye pillow or washcloth over your head, and definitely put a blanket over you because your body temperature will go down during Shavasana. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but even when your eyes are closed, your nervous system is still going, even with your eyes closed. So you want to put something over your eyes if you can. Okay? dim your lights. I'll give you a couple seconds to get comfortable in Shavasana. So allow yourself to melt into the mat, the earth. Give yourself permission to let go and surrender. And then begin a body scan, starting with your feet, your toes, your ankles, your heels, your shins, your knees. Let them go. Feel them dissolve. Move your awareness down through your flesh, through the ligaments, the tendons, right into the bones, right down to the marrow. Feel them melt. Your knees, your thighs, and your hips. Let them go. The lower back, the spinal column, the rib cage, and lungs. Let them go. Your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Let them melt. Your neck, your jaw, your face, the back of the skull, the crown of your head. Bring everything to surrender. Now visualize a column of warm golden sunlight penetrating the crown of your head. And as you breathe in, draw the light down through the crown, through the spine, and out the legs. And on the exhale, imagine a column of cool blue moonlight traveling up the legs, up the spine, and out the crown. Allow the moonlight to merge with the sunlight as you breathe, restoring the polarity in your body. Gently come back to your breath and your body. Slowly move your head side to side. Gently move your fingers and your toes. Rotate your ankles and your wrists each way. Stretch your arms up overhead, stretch out your legs. Become 10 feet tall, stretch out. And eventually roll to either side. Stay in a cocoon. Roll up in a little ball. And take a few breaths there. Use the bottom arm as a pillow. Keep your eyes closed. Keep the Zen for as long as you can. And eventually make your way to a comfortable seat. With your eyes closed, tilt your chin towards your heart and bring your hands in prayer position in front of your heart. In love, peace, light, and gratitude to you all, let us chant the universal sound that connects us all. Shante, shante, shante. I wish you peace, peace, peace. May you live like the lotus at home in the muddy water. Namaste.